James Mill categorized Indian history on the basis of a religion. He marked as a Hindu, Muslim, and British. Hindu, Muslim, and British. According to the James Mill, he marked British age. British age in India, it was as a glorious comparatively the previous one. Before of the Britishers, not as a major developments occurred in a major developments were not occurred in India. So due to which as the only a British age, it was a glorified, and before of the British age, it was as a dark age. James Mill considered that before of the advent of the Britishers, it was the dark age because not any of the historical or significant developments occurred in this age. But most number of the other historians, they criticized that categorization of Indian history based upon the James Mill's criteria of a religion. James Mill's criteria of a religion. First, so what was the criticism? How the criticism given by the historians in relation to the James Mill's classification of Indian history? James Mill's classification of Indian history. First, James Mill, it ignored the significant developments occurred in India. James Mill ignored the significant developments occurred in India. For example, before of the Britishers, Bhakti movement, Sufi movement, they came into existence, and before of it's a large number of the monuments which were built in a time of during the time of a Mughal age. So as you read earlier, there's the Char Bagh. In 7th standard, you learned Char Bagh, which means as in front of all the Mughal buildings, they basically has constructed the gardens. A large number of the gardens were carved by the Mughals. So it was also as a architectural development. So developments occur, but James Mill, it was not recognized. Second, James Mill's categorization of Indian history was based upon the religions of rulers. Whatever the ruler ruled over a country, on their basis of their religion of a ruler, he categorized the Indian history. But at the same time, when Prithvi Raj Chauhan, it was ruled over Delhi, at that time the western parts of a country, it was ruled by these were ruled by the Muslim rulers. So not only as a one ruler, one religious community completely has ruled over a country. Different areas, different religious people, they ruled over a country. So through which as historians, they criticized the James Mill. Third, even in the rulers in ancient India did not share the same faith. So whatever the ruler ruled over a country, on the same time, the other number of people, they were also living. People belong from the other religious and the social groups. They were also residing over a country, but the James Mill, it ignored such differences. For example, when the Mughals ruled over Delhi, at that time, the Sikhs, they were present in a northwestern frontier of India. In a parts of Delhi, the Hindus were also resided. Hindus, Jainis, and Buddhists, these were also resided at the time of a Mughal age, the Muslim rulers. But the James Mill, it ignored that faith. It ignored that faith also. That's why the historians, they criticized the James Mill's classification of Indian history. Now the next one is in a periodization suggested by the James Mill, the beliefs of the common people do not matter all. They challenged the James Mill's periodization and pointed out that the British period was not all enlightenment, because at the time of a British age, most number of policies formulated by the British officials for their own beneficial, not in relation to the Indians. For example, when the Britishers introduced as a revenue systems, such revenue systems were introduced to increase their income. Commercialization of agriculture, not in favor of Indians. It was to earn more profits by export of crops towards the European countries. Export of commercialized crops, opium, tea, coffee towards indigo towards the European countries. That's why the Britishers, they introduced as a commercialization of agriculture. So British age, it was not as a fully enlightened the India. It basically has the influencing the life of the people. It basically influenced the life of the people. Life of the people. Clear? Next one as the, we will continue Pragati. We will move towards a second term also. So regarding as an Indian history, regarding his Indian history, a large number of changes, the developments which are occurred during the colonial period. For example, as a political developments, the sources which are the given as the information regarding as the modern history, the political developments, those kinds of political developments which were occurred during the modern age, these were the newer policies. Earlier, the rulers were attacked over the other rulers for extend their territories. But in a modern age, the rule of a princely states and the presidencies introduced by the Britishers. In the princely states, Britishers make as a relations with the Indian leaders, Indian rulers, and indirectly ruled over the country. In the other form, presidencies, Britishers they develop as a newer cities in India to satisfying their economic and social needs. For use of cities as a trading purposes, they developed the presidencies. So 3 presidency cities they developed: Bombay, Madras, and Calcutta. Presidency cities, those cities developed by Britishers for their beneficial. Bombay, Madras, and Calcutta. Madras now presently known as a Chennai, Bombay presently known as a Mumbai, and Calcutta known as a Kolkata. Clear? This is as the administrative or a political changes occurred in India during the British age. हाँ जी, ये नए नेम है ना, बट जब ये बनाए गए थे, these were the presidencies, cities developed by the Britishers to satisfy their needs. Next as economic changes. In a way of economic changes, the Britishers they introduced a newer clothes in India. Muslin, bandhana, calico, the cloth, the term which was evolved by the Portuguese, calico, muslin, M-U-S-L-I-N, calico, C-A-L-I-C-O, calico, bandhana, B-A-N-D-H-A-N-A, such kind of a newer clothes introduced by the Britishers in an Indian subcontinent, which were high demanded in European countries. These were the economic changes. Social changes, Britishers took as a large number of changes in Indian society by enactment of a law. They introduced the newer laws through which as they Britishers modified the society. For example, after they ban on a sati system, they encouraged a girl education for which as first girl education school. It was set up in a J.D. Bethune, Calcutta. J.D. Bethune School, the first girls' school of India. It was set up in a Calcutta in 1872. Britishers, they allowed as a widow remarriages, which was begun in 1856. Ban on a sati system on 1829. Ban on sati system 1829. So such kind of a social changes took by the Britishers in Indian society. Clear? Indian society during the colonial period. So there are 2 types of sources which gives the detailed description about the modern history. One are administrative sources, second are the non-administrative sources. Administrative sources are associated with the British Governor Generals of English East India Company. So those records which are associated with the administration, letterheads, records, these were associated with the administrative records. Such records, these are preserved now presently in a National Archive. National Archive, a place where the historical documents are preserved for the information. They are preserved for the information. So during British age, a large number of the administrative records, these were maintained by the Britishers, which includes as a memos, MEMOS, the orders passed by the English East India Company's Governor Generals in relation to the administration. Memos, 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 the orders, official orders passed by the Governor Generals of English East India Company in relation to administration. Clear? Next, surveying. Britishers organized as the surveys in India. Britishers organized the surveys in India to obtain information about India. To obtain information about India, a large number of surveys. These were the organized for obtaining the information regarding the Indian vegetation. For this, as a botanical surveys, they organized botanical surveys, archaeological surveys. These were used for in obtaining information about the techniques used for the construction of buildings. Third, as zoological surveys, know about the wildlife species of India. Zoological surveys, forest surveys, to know about the types of the forests found in India. For example, as a tropical evergreen forest in a western coast of India, and Andaman and Nicobar Islands are the distribution of a tropical evergreen forest. Anthropological surveys, for which that they conduct as a census. Census means census is the official enumeration. Census is the official 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 enumeration. ENNUMERATION official enumeration of total individuals inhabiting in a country, total population living in a country. So first census is what it was organized in 1872 by Britishers to know about the total population of India. 1872. Memos क्या होते हैं? जो चीज नहीं याद होती उसे लिखा जा सकता है. Census means official enumeration of total inhabitants, means population living within a country. Official enumeration of official enumeration. अभी बताया था, सवाल नहीं देखा. ENNUME enumeration, official enumeration of inhabitants living in a country. Living in country is known as census. Wait, Pragati. First census organized in 1872 by Britishers to know about the existing population of India. Clear? Surveys means survey is a method. Survey is a method used to obtain information. Survey is a method used to obtain information related with resources available within a country. Within a country means whatever the resources are available, their information obtained by the Britishers through the surveys. They, through the personal contact of officials, they maintain as their records the total number of tigers available in India, number of species of wild animals, trees, vegetation, forest, areas, minerals, everything. So the information they obtain through the surveys. Through surveys, they obtain the information about the country. Clear? Resources available within a country. Within a country. Now the Pragati is unaware what type of the quality of materials are available in a Jalandhar. So one way is there, she will visit the each and every place with personal contact, through which she can obtain the information about the materials, whatever the materials are available. So for which, as the Britishers, they organized the surveys, clear? Through which they obtained that which of the areas are the favorable for a production of a indigo or other crops, clear? Other crops. Next, in this process of the surveys, the surveyor of India, it was as a setup. Surveyor set up in India by the Britishers. For this, as the survey of India, it was a set up in a Dehradun. National Archive in a New Delhi. Survey of India set up by the Britishers in Dehradun in Uttarakhand. So in this process, as the first surveyor general of India, it was as the Surveyor General of India. Britishers obtain information about the resources of India. So the first Surveyor General, it was as appointed by the George Everest, which has measured as per their available resources, the height of the Mount Everest. On the name as given to that peak as Mount Everest. On the surname of a first Surveyor General of India, which was appointed in 1815, George Everest. In the year of 1849, he measured the total height of the Mount Everest at 8,848 meters from mean sea level. In a non-administrative sources, a large number of biographies and autobiographies are given as a detailed description about the modern history. A large number of writers write about the Indian history, in which one of the example as the Pandit Nehru's book, Discovery of India book, which was written by the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of independent India. Discovery of India, in which he explained about all the three historical developments: ancient, medieval, and a modern history of India. During the British age, a large number of newspapers were published in different regional languages. For example, Kesari, it was a name of a regional newspaper published in Maharashtra. Kesari, Kesari. Bal Gangadhar Tilak, it published that newspaper. Kesari, Kesari. Clear? So first, as a biographies and autobiographies given by the writers about their life experiences. When a person has write about the others' life experiences, is known as a biography. When a person has writing about their own life experiences, is known as an autobiography. So their information has given us the information regarding the modern history. Governor Generals, the British Governor Generals, they maintain their own diaries. They are also the non-administrative records, which helps us to understand which of the policies introduced by Britishers. Yes, Jayant?
सर, मैंने न्यूज में देखा था कि माउंट एवरेस्ट की हाइट राधानाथ सिकदर ने मेजर की थी, पर उन्होंने अपना नाम लगा दिया था ब्रिटिशर्स ने, जॉर्ज एवरेस्ट का.
जो रिकॉर्ड्स में वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इट, जयंत खजूरिया, whatever has marked in a records. For example, George Everest, which quoted the name of a Mount Everest as their name because he was the first he was the first Surveyor General of India, which was developed in a Dehradun. Clear? So this was our chapter when, where, and how. When, where, and how. Any questions related with this chapter? When, where, and how. Any questions? First surveyor, George Everest. हाँ जी, yes, Jane.
सर सर्वेयर ऑफिस कहाँ पे एस्टेब्लिश किया था और कब किया था?
देहरादून आज भी वही है, देहरादून, DEHRADUN, देहरादून. Clear? It's in Uttarakhand, capital of the Uttarakhand. Dehradun, the first surveyor of India, and a national archive set up in a New Delhi to preserve the official or historical documents for a future information for the future. For this, as the National Archive, it was developed during the British age. The basic purpose of the Britishers to maintain as the records for the future is that the use of such records in a future generations, use of their context, their situations. If the situation has again happened in a society, under such circumstances, it can utilize, such records can utilize in future as a reference. For this, they maintain as a records. Same as presently as a Supreme Court has maintained their records. In a Supreme Court and a High Courts, during the court hearings, whatever has happened in relation to that person, defense lawyer and a public prosecutor, everything has marked. Tomorrow's revision test, it will be on an MCQ form, objective type. MCQ on a Google form. Clear? 20 questions, they will be there. The second revision test, it will be on a PDF form. PDF, question answers, subjective part. 2, 3, 4, 5 marks questions. Clear? चलिए आगे चलते हैं. So first chapter, any doubts? When, where, and how? Singh. Amarjot Singh. Anik Kundra. Vasco da Gama reached in India at the place of Calicut. CALICUT. आपसे पूछा कब पहुंचे थे? 1498. From which country? वो वहां नहीं लिखा होगा. Portugal. PORTUGAL. Vasco da Gama belonged from Portugal, reached in India in 1498 at the place of Calicut. Very good. Who's this? He reached at the Calicut. That place is now presently in Goa. CALICUT. Calicut. अभी थोड़ी देर पहले आपको बताया था Britishers introduced as a newer clothes, calico, CALICO. The term has given by the Portuguese because Portuguese traveler reached at the Calicut at first. So because of that name of a place, the name of a cloth, it was getting as a calico, CALICO, calico. It was also high demanded in European countries. So from trade to tiety, Britishers which came to India for trading purposes, in later stage they became as the rulers, emperors. After the death of the Aurangzeb in 1707, the later Mughals, these were not efficient to administer their territories. Such empire which was set up by their ancestors, Babur, Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, and then the Aurangzeb. Afterwards, the death of the Aurangzeb, descendants, they were unable to administer such vast empire which extends from a west at the west Kabul towards the east in Assam, north Jammu towards as a south Karnataka. So such of the extensive empire unable to administer by the later Mughals. These were the inefficient. They divided their complete of such territories among the governors. Such governors were the Mansabdars, which already has appointed at the time of the Akbar siege. So such governors, they declared themselves as independent from a British or from Mughal control. They declared themselves as the independent from Mughal control. So it was as an opportunity for Britishers to easily access towards such areas which regularly fought with each other for expansion of territories. Expansion of territories. At the same time, in European countries, there was as the idea of a mercantilism was evolved. Mercantilism, M-E-R-C-A-N, M-E-R-C-A-N-T-I-L-E. C-A-N-T-I-L-E. So it was as a process in which European powers, they try to get monopoly rights over trade. Monopoly means that kind of a market condition in which as a single or a limited number of producers are there. European powers like Britishers, French, Dutch belong from the Denmark, French belong from the France, Britishers belong from the United Kingdom, and Portuguese belong from the Portugal. So four of the communities, they compete with each other for trading the monopoly rights over a trade. It means that these powers, these companies, they try to control all trading rights at their hands, not to allow to the others through which they can trade with the African and Asian countries. So that idea of a mercantilism was evolved in the 18th century, in which European powers, French, Dutch, Britishers, and Portuguese, they dominating over Asian and African countries for monopoly rights over trade. Monopoly rights over trade. At that time, India, it was known for their spices in all over the world. And as per the available tropical conditions favorable for production of indigo and cotton. Indigo and cotton, it attracted the Britishers and other European powers to start trade with India. In this process, the Britishers, they were set up the first factory at Hooghly in the east of India, presently in West Bengal, Hooghly, H-U-G-L-I. At the place of Hooghly, Britishers, they were set up the first factory in 1651. Clear? So this much for today. Any questions? Rest we will continue on tomorrow. Any questions? Around 1 minute is left. If anybody having any questions related with the today's matter, first chapter and second chapter. Yes, Jen.
सर कौन से ईयर में एस्टैब्लिश हुआ था सर्वेयर ऑफिस?
Surveyor, the first surveyor, it was a set up in 1815, and in 1849 the Mount Everest, their total height calculated. Surveyor of India in 1815, 1815, and Mount Everest, name given to the highest mountain peak of the world in 1849. Thank you.